Hello everybody, I am back from my holidays and I have decided to upload another video pretty much straight away. I don't know about you, but whenever I go away I have to really analyse my makeup bag and my beauty cabinet and think, what do I really need, what am I going to use every single day, like what could happen that I might need this product for. So that's basically what I did. There was always going to be products that I never used but really thought I needed, but I actually didn't. So what I've done is I've now created a top 10 of products that I loved while I was away and I've decided that I cannot live without, so they are my staple products. So there's a bit of a mixture, there's some makeup here, there's a little bit of skincare. So let's get started. So the first ones I'm going to show you are skincare. This is the first product. This is by Terry Baume. Those of you who follow me on Instagram will see that I take pictures of this all the time because I love it. It's an amazing little product. It's a multitasking balm that you can use on lips, you can use it on dry patches, you can use it on cuticles. It's also got an SPF 15 in. I use it on my lips. I sleep in the Balmed Rose. I pop it on my lips like a lip balm. It feels super soft, really nourishing, and when I wake up my lips feel restored. They are plump, they aren't sore anymore if they were chapped or irritable, and it's just a great balm. I mean, I love sleeping in it, but you can wear it during the day as well. I put it on sometimes if I know I'm going to be in really windy conditions or if my lips are going to take a battering. It's got this really pretty pink colour to it, so it looks like a really subtle lip gloss, I suppose. So it's nice to wear either on top of a lipstick. You could even wear it on top of something like this now. It would make it a little bit pinker, or just to wear in bed like I do. I've never actually tried it on my cuticles or on any dry patches, so if anyone has, comment below and let me know how you got on. I just tend to use it on my lips, but my lips took a bit of a battering while I was away, so this really helped, but I love it anyway. I put it on every single night before I go to bed to keep my lips looking really healthy. So that's the Balm de Rose. The next product is, it took me a while to fall in love with this product, but I've now decided I couldn't live without it. So it's the Nude Progenius Treatment Oil. This is an omega oil with omegas 3, 6, 7 and 9. It's basically a treatment oil. You can use it in foundation, you can use it in moisturiser, or you can use it on its own. I sleep in this. I've got a really oily combination skin, as you know, and if I was to put oils onto my skin during the day, it's just going to end up in a big shiny disaster, so I tend to just sleep in this one. So what you do is, it's got a little pipette top. You take it out and use a couple of drops, warm it in your hands and then press it onto the complexion. Great to add radiance into the skin. When you wake up your skin is super soft, really hydrated and just really nice and glowy, so as I sleep the oils will soak into my skin during the night. But it's also great if you are dry because it's super hydrating. So I tend to use this one with my skin's feeling a little bit drier. When we went away, I went to Pembrokeshire in South Wales, and anyone who's been there knows that on top of the cliff tops it can get pretty windy. So sometimes my skin was really lacking in hydration and just needed some extra, so I used this. But I just think it's an amazing little oil. It's great on little patches as well, so something like this little blemish that has appeared, which is actually quite dry, as that starts to heal, this would be great to heal that one a lot quicker, make sure it doesn't go all dried out and flaky. But this is a great oil, so this is one of my favourite treatment oils, so it's made it into my top 10. Other things, I always go on about my combination skin. If you suffer with it like I do, once you get a breakout you'll know that it just dries up around the edges, again like this one's doing, and you can't really get rid of the flakiness unless you give it a really good scrub. So we all know the importance of exfoliation. It can make your skin look more radiant, it removes dead skin cells, etc. But if you want a really hardcore exfoliation, like I do, at least 2 to 3 times a week, this is the one for you. So this is the Keihls Retexturising Microdermabrasion Scrub. It is a hardcore scrub. You can see I've used quite a lot of it. I do use it twice a week minimum. So this gets rid of any dead skin cells on top of the skin that are making the skin look really dull and lackluster. But again, it helps remove those flaky bits of dry patches on the skin, whether it's from just having dry skin or whether it's from having blemishes on the skin. But I just think this just gives you the best exfoliation. It is quite abrasive, not to the point where it damages your skin, of course, but it kind of hurts. I know I shouldn't say that about a product, but you really have to kind of brace yourself as you're scrubbing it in, because it is an abrasion that it feels like microdermabrasion. It actually does, if I have to describe it. Like, if you ever had microdermabrasion, it's like a really scratchy sensation, but it's quite satisfying because you know the end result looks really, really good. It's made with micronized shells. I don't know what they are, but I'm guessing it's some sort of micronized shell. If I try and show you some, I don't know if you'll be able to see the little beads, but it just comes out like this. Probably won't be able to see them. Just tiny, tiny little beads, but it just gives you the best exfoliation that I've ever found, really. Although it is a little bit painful, but it's way worth it because your skin looks really, really glowy afterwards. So that's the Keihls Microdermabrasion Scrub, and I love it. I need to buy another one because it's nearly gone. I don't know what I'd do without it. Other things that I love, if you are a little bit spotty, or you've got PMS spots or anything like that, or just want to add a little bit of radiance into the skin, the Alegenist Triple Action Micropolish and Peel has made it into my top 10. I've been using this for almost a year now, actually. I love it. It's a really, really good treatment mask to do 2 to 3 times a week. You will damp the face, you scrub it on. It's got little micro crystals in there, so it gives you a slight exfoliation, not to the point that the Keihls one does, but it gives you a little bit of exfoliation. But it's really about the glycolic getting under the skin and just kind of pushing out any blemishes and really treating them. So if you're a little bit spotty, this is a really good one to do if you like, I need to get rid of these spots. I've got a big event coming up in a couple of days. But it's great. It smells really nice. It doesn't dry hard. You can just sit in the bath, pop it on for 5 minutes and then rinse off with warm water, or you can use a hot flannel, whatever you prefer. But this is just a bit of a miracle one for me if I am really, really blemishy. It's got 10% glycolic acid in and 10% fruit enzymes, which fruit enzymes are obviously a natural exfoliant. But yeah, I think it's a really, really brilliant mask, and out of all the masks I have, this is the one I couldn't live without. So yeah. Next thing, it's not exactly skincare, but those of you who know me will know I am really into my candles, and I just really believe that a smell or an aroma can just completely transform your mood and uplift you and completely transform a room. So something that I use a lot, as you can see, is the Aromatherapy Associates bath and shower oils. I've got quite a few of these. This one is Relax Light. I kind of had to line them all up and think which one could I definitely not live without, and I think it's got to be this one. So again, those of you who know me know I have a really hard time winding down sometimes. I can get really stressed and I get really caught up in work. So what I do is I come home, I take a capful of this, pour it into the bath once it's running. You don't pour it while it's running because it ruins the aromas or damages the oils or something. And I just take a really nice hot bath and just inhale all the aromas. It goes into the bloodstream, so it really does uplift and change your mood, and it literally relaxes me. They do this in a deep as well. If you want to be knocked out and sleep all night, the Relax Deep is a really, really good one to do if you're really, really stressed. But I find the Relax Light is enough for me. I don't tend to use them in the shower. I use them more in the bath, but I use them mainly just on my pulse point. So I just tip it like you would like a splash bottle of perfume aftershave, onto my pulse points, onto my neck, and I sometimes put a little sprinkle of them on my pillow as well. If I can't sleep, I sometimes get up in the night and splash a little bit of this on, a little bit on my chest as well, and just breathe it in, and it just instantly relaxes me. So this is something I just couldn't live without. I think it's a fantastic product. I love the smell. I can smell it now on my fingers. I'm getting a little bit relaxed actually. But yeah, go check them out. They've got a really good website. They've got spas in the Dorchester. I think if I was to have a relaxed light massage, I would just never ever wake up. But they're a really, really brilliant brand. Loads of different oils for loads of different occasions. And the Revive Evening was apparently Princess Diana's signature smell. She used to put it on when she was going out to evening events, and that was her smell, which I think is a really nice little story. So go check them out. I think they really make a difference, even though it's not a beauty product per se. It's more of a lifestyle product, but I could not live without them. Brilliant. Okay, so on to makeup. I tried to do half and half, kind of skincare and then makeup, because I couldn't live without one or the other. So the first thing is my favourite foundation. Now, I've tried loads of different foundations. I'm actually wearing at the moment a by Terry foundation. It's Cover Expert in number 4. It's usually a little bit dark for me, but surprisingly I got a little bit of colour while I was away, so I'm a little bit darker than usual, so I can't use this foundation. But it's the Dior Skin Nude foundation in 010. This is, I keep repurchasing it. I keep trying other foundations and I always go back to this one. I tried the Forever in Dior, but none of them were as good. So this is a really good coverage foundation. It's an illuminating foundation. It just ticks all the boxes for me, really. I like a really heavy coverage. It gives you that whilst giving you radiance. As you can see, I like a really dewy glowy finish to my foundation, but without it looking too shiny, and it does all of those for you. But I just think it's a brilliant foundation. It's a little bit pricey. I think it's about £35, but it does last. I mean, 2 to 3 pumps will do you. That's going to be more than enough. But yeah, it comes in a little pump. I'm nearly out. I need to get another one. I keep repurchasing. I am tempted to try other foundations, but I think I'm just going to buy this one again because it's one of my favourites. So this I just couldn't live without. I love the coverage it gives. The next thing, now it's a little bit battered because I use it every single day without fail, and I have done, I don't know, since I started wearing makeup. But it's a Collection Cosmetics. Look, it's completely worn off the front. So they don't spend much on packaging, but the product inside is good. Collection Cosmetics concealer, and it's in Fair number 1. It is a tiny bit too light for me, but when I put my bronzer on, it kind of evens it out. The number 2 is too orange. They only do 4 colours, so it's not a great selection, but I always go for the number 1. I'd rather look too fair than too dark, because you can always warm that out. It's a little concealer stick. Really, really good for blemishes. It just covers everything. It doesn't dry out during the day. It doesn't flake. A little bit heavy for under the eyes. If I'm honest, I still use my by Terry Touche Veloute under the eyes, just because it goes a little bit cakey, especially if you've got any little creases like I do. It tends to stick in them, but I know people do use it under the eyes and they think it's fine, so that's for you to decide. But I think it's £3 or £4, and I've used it forever. I remember at one point they were reformulating the brand, and I went to about 6 different Superdrugs and none of them had this concealer, and I ended up paying about £10 from it off Amazon because I was so desperate for it. But it's just an amazing concealer. It conceals redness, veins, blemishes, anything you don't want people to see or conceal for you. So yeah, definitely give it a go. It's well worth it. Another product, now again it's really, really battered, so please excuse the packaging, but this is how long it's lasted. This is the Benefit What's Up. There is supposed to be a little thing on this end which I've lost. It comes with a little sponge, which as you can see I don't use. I think the sponge is a massive waste of time. it's just the most pointless sponge on any kind of product I've ever seen. And the top isn't usually that cracked, but it's a highlighter. This is how much I've got left. I use it every single day. I used to work for Benefit, and this launched I think about 2 years ago, and I got given one of these for free, and it's the same one. I use it every day and it's lasted for 2 years. All I do is on top of my cheekbone and a little bit under my brow, I literally do one line. Can you see that? It's not the best light in here. I don't think you can even see that. And then you blend it in. I think I'm wasting my time there. You can't even see it. But you can see it on my skin. It just gives you that pearly sort of lit from within glow. And I think it's an amazing product. I am going to go back and I'm going to repurchase it. It's a real champagne sort of glow, and because it's creamy it works really nicely with liquid foundations, but it goes to powder. So again, if you like to set your makeup with a powder, it makes life really, really easy for you. All I do is I draw it on and then I literally pat it in with my fingers. I've tried using it with a foundation brush, but I just like to warm the product up with my fingers, so I pat, and then I pat just around the brow, a little bit up into the temple, and then I usually finish with some of my Cupid's bow. That sponge is just pointless. Don't use the sponge, it just takes the makeup right off. But yeah, I use it every single day literally, I'm not even exaggerating, and it's lasted for 2 years. So get it, amazing highlighter, one of my favourites. Other things is my favourite blusher. So obviously we don't have Sephora in this country, which breaks my heart. I really wish we did, but this one I am wearing right now, and it's my go-to blush. It's now between this one and the Max Factor creamy blush that I spoke about in the last video, that I tend to wear most days, well, when I'm not at work. So this is Icy Fuchsia. Sorry, I'm having to read it off this new one that I picked up when I was in Canada because the back's completely worn off. I got this one about a year and a half ago when I was in Sephora in Paris, and oh, I love it. I love a bright pink blusher. You need the smallest amount. As you can see, that's how it comes when it's new, and that's what it looks like now. The only thing I've really done is wore off the little squiggle in the middle where the Sephora is, but I just got one just in case I don't end up going back to Canada for a few years. But I just love the pink colour. It's a very bluey pink. You just need to take the tiniest bit of product. I pick it up with my NARS Chio brush, which is a taper brush, and buff it gently onto the skin. But oh, I just love this colour so much. It's my favourite ever blusher, I think. It's also got a little bit of glitter in there. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting's really bad in here today, so it gives a little bit of sparkle. But yeah, that's my favourite blusher. That's the one. I looked at all my blushes. I'm a real blush addict, and it's the one I decided I just can't live without. So I love it. My favourite one. And the last product I'm going to talk about is a brow product. Now, I only really discovered brows when I started working for Benefit, so like 2.5 years ago. I didn't put anything on my brows. I used to like pluck them. I'd never had them waxed or properly or anything like that. I just plucked them into my own shape. And once I started wearing products on my brows, I was just like, oh my god, the difference it makes to your face. It lifts your cheekbones, it opens your eyes, it just finishes the look completely. So even if I don't have anything on my face, I will always tidy my brows, whether it's with a gel or whether it's actually putting the product on. And this is just, you can't beat this brow product. I've tried pencils, I've tried gels and all sorts of powders, and this is the one you can't beat. So it's the Benefit Brownzings, and I wear it in medium. It comes with some little brushes in here and some tiny tweezers, which I just threw out because they were useless. I need quite a stiff brush when I do my brows, and I just use an angled one. And what you do is you take the wax and the powder, and you kind of mix them together on your brush, and then you just brush them through the brow. And I've got it on today, as you can see. You can go really heavy with them into the middle, which I do sometimes, but I've gone quite natural around the eyes today, so I've literally just feathered it across with the brow brush. But you just can't beat this brow product. It just doesn't give the same effect when you use a pencil. Pencils can look a little bit too drawn in, but I just love the effect that this brow kit gives you, and I've worn it every day for, like I said, 2.5 years since I started wearing things on my brows. So yeah, they come in 3 shades. You have light, which is great for blondes, medium, which is better for kind of redheads. It's almost got an auburny tone, but also a medium kind of brown hairs as well. And then you've got the dark, which is better on kind of black, very, very dark brown hair. And yeah, I think it's brilliant. I use the Benefit hard angle brush with this one, which I think works a treat. I need, like I said, a really stiff angle brush when I'm doing my brows. And that's it. They are my top 10 products. There's a couple of things that didn't quite make it in, which I've got here, which I wasn't going to talk about, but I've decided I will. I'm gonna show you the things that didn't quite make it into the list. First one is a brush. It's a Palladium Tools brush in 769. It's an angled eye shader. I took one brush on holiday with me, well, one eye brush on holiday with me, and this was the one. It's well, it's an angled eye shader, so you dip it into the shadow, and it's really good to use in the crease. You can use it all over. It's good to buff out, so you don't have that horrible sort of line where your shadow ends if you're wearing a dark shadow. It's just such a multitasking brush, and it's one of my favourites. And I spoke about Palladium Tools in my last video and said I purchased a couple of their brushes, this being one of them, and I'm just so impressed with them. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic brush. It's my, if I had to say one brush with me, brush for my eyes, it's this one. Other things that didn't quite make it, we've got the Lancôme Hypnose mascara. This is my mascara. I wear it every day. I've worn it every day for years. I tend to buy it when they're in the bumper packs. I think you can get 2 of them for about £30 or something. They do like an offer every now and again. Black mascara, a pretty average wand. I just love the effect. I love the volume it gives you, the lengthening, the thickness. I like it all from my lashes. I like to go big with them, but I also like to have them quite subtle, like I've got them today. This is subtle for me, by the way. I'm big on mascara. It didn't make it into my top 10 because I think I can kind of live without it if I had to. I think it really makes a difference, but as long as you've got one thing on your eyes, whether that's mascara, whether it's your brows, to open up the area. So I kind of went with brows. I think brows are a bit more important than lashes. Sorry, but almost made it, almost made it. Another thing, I'll pick one more thing out of my little category of bits and pieces that I love, and it's another highlighter. Those of you who know me know I'm a highlight junkie, and this is the Keihls Candlelight Powder. As you can see, I use it to death. I've got a little bit on top of my WhatsApp today. I know, double highlight. I can't help myself. I just love highlighters so much. It comes with a little brush, which again I chucked away. You'll get to know that brushes that come with cosmetics, I don't tend to keep them. I just use my own brushes. It's really pretty, golden, kind of champagne. Again, you can't see it, the light's so bad in here today. Powder that you just dust over your complexion, whether it's to highlight on top of the cheekbones, down the nose, across the forehead. I usually put it on top of my WhatsApp even, not WhatsApp, that's a mobile phone app, sorry, my WhatsApp, and then whatever's left on my brush I just kind of dust it over the rest of my complexion to give me that really, really nice glow. That I just think it's a really pretty highlighter. But out of the WhatsApp and the Keihls Candlelight, I kind of decided I loved the WhatsApp more. Sorry Kevin, I love you, but I just couldn't live without my WhatsApp. So I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to go on and on and on. If I was to talk about products that almost made it, I'd take you through my entire makeup collection, and we'd have to go to my bathroom drawers and it would just be here all day. So they were some of my top 10 products that I absolutely love. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Again, hopefully it was a little bit better than the last one. Thank you for everyone who watched my last one, by the way. I was not expecting 64 views. I was expecting about 10, so I think I've done really well. It's nowhere near of successful videos on YouTube, I know, but that's pretty successful for me. So yeah, subscribe to me. Please follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of bits and pieces on Instagram when I'm not making vlogs. I don't tend to do anything on Facebook. It's all about my Instagram. It's Blushing Rebecca. The same as my YouTube channel, and let me know any comments. I'm going to start doing a few tutorials and bits and pieces like that, and I've just subscribed to Birchbox as well, and I think I'm going to do a video on my Birchbox bits and pieces, so loads of ideas. Going to get bigger and bigger and better. Any ideas or anything you want to see, let me know, comment below, and yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you soon, bye.